Chapter 3, A Word of Time. Here in this series, the preacher is trying to tell us about this heart that we are, how it is a realm that is based on time, the world. And one of the basic things that we fail to understand about the things of this world actually is everything in this world is based on seasons. The preacher is trying to unravel something that would help us to have a clearer perspective about the kind of world we live in and how it can help us to not be anxious about anything. We'll be reading from chapter 3, starting verse 1. He says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the earth." Everything in this world, if you look at it, you realize there is a season, there is a time. The plants have a time that they fruit, they have a time that they flower, they have the time that they wither. Even when we are talking about the weather of this world has time. We have the summertime, we have the winter time, we have the raining season, we have the dry season. It is a world of time. Everything in this world is based on time. Let's go ahead and see how the preacher was able to break it down for us. And eventually we will look at how this applies to us. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build. A time to cast away and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. There are times that we are happy, there are times that we are not happy. We all have mood swings, regardless of the kind of how spiritual we may say we are. As long as we are in this body and in this realm, we are bound in time. And he has been trying to say that there's a time that we kill, there's a time that we heal. For example, we all know Christians, basically, when it comes to Christmas, everybody wants to kill chicken. It's a time to kill the chicken. That is a season of killing. A lot of time that I remember when I was young, we always look forward to the Christmas period. We thank God for the grace of God, but I didn't come out from a place that was so wealthy like that. And the time that we usually eat that chicken is the Christmas time and the Easter time, yes, so I won't miss it. It's either the Christmas or the New Year. Sometimes we have both together. So there are times that we need to, take steps, and there are times that we refrain from taking those steps. A lot of people, they start rearing chicken, regardless of how big the chicken is. They will not touch the chicken. They are waiting for the time to kill it. So in this world, if you look at it, there is virtually nothing in this world that is not based on time. But let's go ahead. From verse 6, he says, "A time to cast away stone and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing." 7, "A time to rend and a time to sew. A time to keep silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time to war and a time of peace. What profit hath he that walketh in, wherein he laboureth?" Everything in this world is based on time. And this would help us to know that even our destiny fulfillment, purpose fulfillment, things that we have to do or that will become in this life is based on time. I was speaking with someone 3 days ago, and we were discussing about how we humans tend to rush seasons. We see someone else going through something or maybe making waves, and we all want to make waves at the same time. And I was telling the person, as the Holy Spirit had led me at that time, that we humans are the only one trying to break the concept, the principle of time in this world that we are. Every other thing in this life, every other thing on this earth conforms to time, except we human. We want to break it. We want to manipulate it. I was telling him that a mango tree would not fight seasons with an orange tree. They all have their own season. When it comes to the time for the mango tree to fruit, the mango tree will fruit. When it comes to the time for the orange tree to fruit, the orange tree will fruit. And they have their own seasons. And at their seasons, they are celebrated. What this means is that when we wait for our own time, when we understand that God has created us in this world of time to fulfill the purpose per time, if we have this mindset, it will help us to reduce the anxiety, the stress, the things that we try to do and just putting ourselves up, for nothing, really, because our time is coming. There is time for everything. We will get to a place in the book of Ecclesiastes where it says time and chance happens to them all. But we are not, I don't want us to jump the gun. I want us to, to follow through gradually. And he now said in verse 9, he said, what profit had he that walketh in that wherein he labors? I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He calls this travail because it is something that we cannot manipulate. We want to manipulate it. A lot of time, young people want to make money before their time. Old people want to make money before their time. Old people want to live more than their time, rather, I should say. We forget that everything is based on season. A time to birth, a time to die. Everything in this world is about season. If we understand this and we accept this, it is going to help us to put our mind to perspective. We get to be contented with what we have per time, knowing that our own time and season of shine would come. A lot of people are supposed to shine at the mango season, for example. But when they see the oranges thriving and people trying to sell the oranges at the market, people walking around trying to pluck oranges, everybody drinking oranges, they want to be the mango. They also want to come out at that time. And if they come out at the time that is not their season, they come out prematurely, they come out incomplete. And that is what happens to a lot of people when we try to force seasons. When we force seasons in our life, what happens is that we have a premature season. We have a premature fruit, rather. We have a premature manifestation because we did not wait for a due season. It is very, very important for us to understand this fact that the seasons that God has allocated for us at the time that our own fulfillment will come to maturity. When you try to force, speed up, or accelerate the season, what would only happen is an incomplete manifestation. Let's go ahead. He said, 11, and this is the key word. He said, he had made everything beautiful in his time. God had made everything beautiful in his time. You see, when it is your time, you will shine and shine well. When it is your time, everybody, the attention of the world will come to you. It will look as if you are the only person in existence. But when you force the shine, you will be manipulating yourself into the crowd. You will try to let people see you. You will be the one forcing yourself on people because that is not your season. Everybody has their time. The manifestations in our life has the time. The process has a time of completion. If we try to force it, we would only destroy that which God is trying to build in us. And the charge today is this. Why not wait for your due season? Why not wait for that which God is trying to build in you to be complete? Why do you want to rush your season? Why do you want to bring out a premature manifestation? What God has packaged for you is so big. It takes time. And you cannot just fight or deny. You have to wait. Everybody has their time. Everybody has their season. That which you are going through has a time frame. If you can only just persevere, that pain, that trial, that tribulation, that whatever it is you are going through has a time. And when the glory comes, when the time of glory comes, it will look as if you are the only person that knows everything. God is speaking to you today. Just persevere. Whatever it is you are going through, persevere. Know in your heart that there is a season for this, and this season too shall pass. We will continue on the series from verse 13 in the next session. God bless you.